Alright people, how to draw an old school panther. Now this is going to be face on in a very old school classic way, and this is going to be done in Procreate. You can do it on normal paper, pens, markers, paints, just follow what I do and do it on that. I'm going to use 4 layers as usual, so you've got sketching, line work, shading, colour. We'll start with sketching and work our way down. So I'm going to select my sketching tool, which is technical pencil, and I'm going to select a dark red about this. I recommend using a normal black pencil for paper because red's a bit awkward to rub out. Now to make things quicker and easier on here, if you click on the top hand corner, canvas, edit drawing guides, and have symmetry down the bottom highlighted. And on your tools, just click on them and click draw and assist on each one of these. So they've all got assisted next to it. Basically just means it's going to draw both sides. You see me do this a whole bunch of times. It's the way we do it. So now to start with, make sure I've got the right one on. No, I've got old school sketching. So I'm going to start off with a big circle, like so. Circle below. And not quite a circle, we're going to sort of like curve out a line like this. Then curve it around. And bring in a line like so. Just above these lines, just here, we're going to have 2 circles. Going to bring in 2 lines coming down from there, making this box shape. 2 little curved lines just joining up to that circle down the bottom. And then just here, we're going to create a curve coming out, a curve cutting over those circles, and then coming off of those circles, this kind of sort of V shape coming outwards. Like so. Of that little triangle we've done in the middle, we're going to do another little line just down like so, and a little line just above it. So just reinforce that shape so you can see it more clearly. I'm going to do a second line just on that bit there. And now the top part of the circle, I'm going to have a little dip, so just come a little bit inside that circle and then follow the circle shape we've done. And I'm going to have this curve up and curve back like so. So you want like a nice kind of curly here. So already you can start to see how the shape is taking form. Now coming off of this part here, we're going to bring in 1 spike, 2 spike, 3 spike, 4 spike. Now, there's a few different ways you can do the whiskers. I will talk you through them as we do them. Mainly in the way that we shade them. That's the main difference. Now here, inside this gum bit, I'm going to have 2 triangle shapes, so you've got your fangs. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you've got 6 teeth across there. You can have 4 if you want, I'm just doing like that there. I'm going to have 4 at the bottom. It's just generally whatever fits the space right, depending on how big you want the mouth and stuff. I'm going to create this curve just here for the tongue. Bit of a wiggly shape. Just to create a bit of like inside mouth detail. Nothing too crazy. A little line just that bottom bit just there. And this is the basic kind of structure of the panther face. And from this we're going to start doing the detail parts. So you're just getting a bit more sort of character. So coming down, these little lines down the side of the mouth, we're going to bring these up. And underneath we're going to create this curve upwards. And then underneath that, almost parallel, just going a little bit wider around the side part here. I'm going to create this curve around, like so. So you've got a bottom bit of gum there. This middle part where the mouth is, we're going to bring a little line down from that nose. Going to curve this out. And roughly around each one of these whiskers, we're going to bring a curve back. So, going to go 1, going to go 2, 3, 4. Now it's going to bring in this nose shape a little bit more. In the inside part here, you're going to create 2 semicircles. Just creating those nostrils. And just make that shape a bit more kind of fun rather than being box. Similar up here, we're going to bring in this line across here. I'm going to have it curve around like so. And connect to the top. Just reinforce this line here. Reinforce this line here. Now it's going to reinforce those circles. Just making them nice and bolder. I'm going to bring that curved line out. I'm going to make it a little bit curvy just towards the end. Just so it's not dead straight. inside each one of these. We're going to do like a larger circle towards the outside and getting slowly smaller as we go inside. Now you probably recognise a lot of this from the tiger one. You know, the main difference between the tiger one and this one, that's the face is a bit more kind of round, it's smoothed edge, and the features are just a bit more kind of enclosed. You know, in my opinion, that's the main things. Inside this here, we're going to create a secondary line. Just create inside part of that here, like that. And then a little pupil just inside the eye. And I might put a bit of colour around the edge outside of that. And that's pretty much it for the outline. So we're going to just, like I said, just reinforce, just darken up a few of these lines, and I'm going to come over it all in the pen. Now with Panthers, a lot of magic happens in the shading. Don't want that there, no. You can always add little extras now, you know, this is basically the main structure of it. So now I'm going to go into the line work. I'm going to select black, inking, studio pen. You know, if you want to sort of like, if you kind of sort of, if I've done that too quickly, just rewind, pause, go back and you'll see the selection I've done. I'm in the process of making some custom tools as well, so you should be able to download an exact brush set, so by using the exact same brushes, the exact same setup. So yeah, I'm just going to go over everything we've just done now in the liner. I'm going to make a little curve just on the edge of these, so when I get to the top, just curve them back a little bit. It's very important that this line here touches that nose, because I want to make this bit separate. Because that inside bit I'm going to have fairly white, like the part inside here is going to be fairly light, and that top bit I want to have black. So basically having that clear line difference makes it really easy to separate it. So just doing all those lines we just done. There's a little bit of gum left, just do a little line up, just connecting it. I often like it, I like there to be that little gap just there. I think it makes a nice little feature, just having the teeth a bit separate. Yeah, so just whipping in all the lines. I know I go very quick and I've sort of said this 100 times, but don't feel like you have to go at the same speed I do. You know, pause, rewind as much as you want. So I'm going to talk you through the whiskers now. A few different ways of doing them. You can do them a straight line. You can do them a line coming out like that. You can have them wiggly. You can have them wiggly with the line back. You know, generally I prefer this way of doing it, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to sort of teach you the different ways of shading them. You know, in my opinion, there's mainly 3 ways of doing them where they look really nice and classic. I mean, there are more, but there's just 3 very easy ways I'm about to teach you. And they change it up dramatically. You know, it's a very simple effect, but a very, very important one. As you can see, that is the basic structure of the face. So I'm going to turn off that now. I'm going to click on my line work and I'm going to click reference. So now when I go on the shading, like you've probably seen me do before, now when I have the selection tool at the top there, and it's got automatic down the bottom, it's going to select just within those sections. So to start with, I'm just going to quickly show you how to do the whiskers, the different techniques. So the shading, I'm going to use my spray paint tool. You can use airbrush wherever one you want. I just like the texture of this. So several ways of doing this. One, you can shade down from the whiskers, like so, and leave a little highlight at the bottom. That's a very nice old classic way of doing it. This is very effective when you're doing like the, if you're just doing like one line for the whiskers. Now you have that effect. The other one, once I go back, shrink this down a touch. It's basically when you bring in the shade and you leave like highlight on the bottom and the top, so your shadow never actually touches the whiskers. Come from the outside like so. Very nice way of doing it. And then there's the way that I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to select all of them. Quite large. I'm going to come black from the nose bit outwards. Going very heavily with it. I'm going to go very heavy all the way around, just leave like a little highlight around the edge. The only part that's going to be the exception of that is going to be this part I'm going to do in a sec. So I'm going to click selection tool here, I'm going to select freehand, and I'm going to draw over this area just here. Same on the other side. So basically I want to get this bit of shadow just coming in from there. So I'm going to go back to automatic, I'm going to select this head. I'm going to shade in a bit so I know that I want to do first. So the centre part, leaving that highlight around that bottom bit. The top of the head, I'm going to go right to the very top. No messing around with that. I'm going to shade this to the edge of those lines. And then using that selection tool again, the freehand one. Very similarly, I'm going to draw on this part. And this part. And I'm going to shade now from that edge across there. Like so. So you get that effect, which I love. And lastly, I'm going to do the same thing just here. Just going to select that area. It's a very handy tool, this, because you can just like make sure you only draw on the area you select. You know, especially with digital, because on paper it's quite easy to go to the line. As with digital, it can be a bit of a struggle if you're not selecting it. Now, I've done it on paper, just shade from the line, you ain't got to worry about doing any selection stuff. So again, automatic. And there's very similar style shading with all the black bits, you know, so it's basically shading kind of up to the line and leaving a little edge. And a little bit of shadow just here, not too much because I'm going to have like a bit of red in the background just there, around the eyes. And have a little bit, just the top and bottom inside that gum bit. Nothing too crazy. And I think that's going to do it for the black and grey shading. If there's any more, I'll add it afterwards. But I'm going to go into colour now. So I'm going to select the areas that I know I want red to begin with. I'm going to select this red. So I've got all those bits in red. I'm going to select in the gum and the nose, and I want it in this sort of pinkish tone. A bit darker than that, I think. And maybe just a little bit lighter just for that tip of the nose. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to select these side bits here. So you can select the side parts and the eyeballs. So now I want these ones to be yellow. Like so. Now I'm going to select the whiskers. I'm going to want these to have a blue. Just around the outside bit, just there. Now I'm going to select inside these whisker bits. I'm just going to turn the transparency down. Like if you've done the paper, just get a bit more soft here. I basically want to bring in this blue inside these gap parts, just fading out in towards the centre. Just kind of like that. No too crazy. I'm going to select the teeth. I'm going to go a little grey tone. Should be a bit darker. Oh no, sorry, transparency, that's what's doing it. I was looking at thinking, why, that is still a little bit too light. Just a hint of grey on the inside of the teeth, like so. And then these outside bits, I'm going to do that pinkish tone. Get in outside. Just going to get a little bit of red just floating around there. Nothing too crazy. And there you have it. That is how to draw a panther head. I hope you like it. Comment, like, subscribe. Check out my videos. I am The Broken Puppet, and I will see you next time. Peace.